Okay. All right, guys, you're welcome to Sunny 88.7. And he's the CEO of Balm of Gilead Clinic and Edaso Cancer Foundation. He's a food scientist and a technologist. He has an MSc in that. A nutritionist and a dietitian. He has an MSc in that. Clinical counselor and cancer advocate at Comfort Noche Teaching Hospital's Oncology. That's the cancer unit. He's worked with Food and Drugs Authority Ghana some time back. Environmental Health and Sanitation Education, BSc. Agronomist, that's Crop and Soil Scientist, BSc. Executive Diploma in Herbal Medicine. Certificate Clinical Counseling and Psychotherapy. Certificate in Theology. Currently doing a Public Health and Health Promotions MSc. An elder of the Church of Pentecost, PIWC Kumasi. He's been advocating for letting your kitchen be your pharmacy on highly respected radio and TV stations, institutions, and organizations both in Ghana and outside. Elder, you're welcome to Sunny 88.7.
Thank you, Bishop.
Yeah, I like the Bishop title. Anyway, but let's talk about, first of all, you have a story of your own. This thing was birthed out of the story of your own. Would you want to share that story with us?
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy. Today is my first time of entering into the studio.
Yes.
And I'm blessed coming here and then also seated in front of you and your team.
Yeah.
I'm so humble.
We actually are live on Facebook, so you can go to Facebook and check him out also, yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, it's a big testimony. I'm a cancer survivor for the past 19 years.
19 years?
Yes.
You've survived cancer for 19 years.
And it wasn't just a normal cancer. It was head and neck stage 3 cancer.
A head and neck
yes.
stage 3 cancer.
Yes. Head and neck to the extent that it was like a goiter. Very huge. But by the grace of God, this is how I am. I started the treatment, that was 2005.
2005?
Yes, 2005 that I went through series of chemotherapy and then a series of radiotherapy.
Okay.
It wasn't easy for me at all. You could see that when you look at cancer treatment, for instance, the chemo alone, the chemo alone has a lot of side effects. People will do it, and before you realize, all your hair will go off.
Yes.
Me, I was part of that. My hair went off, all my hair.
Because you have hair now.
Yeah, and it is grace. All my hair went off, and then unfortunately, when I opened here, in front of my neck here, you could see some kind of black something over here because of the radiation that I went through
from the chemotherapy.
And then, apart from that, when you look at your cheeks, my cheeks, you could see that here has pointed a bit. Yes, that is not how it was. Because the tooth here, both the top and the down, has been removed. Yeah, because of the side effects of the radio and the chemo that I went through. But the bottom line is that I have life.
Yes.
So if you have life, that is the best thing.
And you have
life shouldn't be the worldly life as I find myself in this world. But I have a life and a life. I mean, I know Christ.
Yes.
Christ in me, the hope of glory. Yes. So I have hope that no matter what I went through, the Christ is in me.
Yeah.
And for that matter, there is a glory now and a glory to come.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to use this opportunity to tell people who are listening to us this morning and those watching us on Facebook that no matter what you are finding yourself within, no matter what you are going through, this is there's a testimony ahead of you. This is just a beginning for the springboard that is ahead of you. It's just a stepping stone. So don't be intimidated by the circumstance that you find yourself. It is just a springboard for the greater high that is awaiting for you. So if this morning maybe you are going through a lot of marital challenges, a lot of chronic sicknesses that you have moved from hospital A to Z. For how many pastors have not laid their hands on you? But still, one day, you will tap the hem of his garment, and then you have your testimony.
Yeah.
So people should just relax and then put all their trust in Jesus, and they swoop ahead.
Relax and put all your trust in Jesus. Now, how did it end? How did the cancer end?
Yes, I completed my treatment. That was 2006, and upon I having the cancer, I have to defer from the program I was doing at senior high school. Then, time there, 2005, I was at senior high school 3.
Okay.
I was about to write my WASI, but I have to defer, so that those who come later, I joined them on 2006 or 2007, and then we wrote it. So I was declared cancer-free. That was 2008, when I was in level 100 at the University for Development Studies, UDS.
UDS.
Yes. You'll be at Confirmatory Oncology Unit, and then there's a bell over there. It is called Bell of Hope.
The Bell of Hope.
Hope. You just hold it, ring it, and then it tells and encourages the patient out there that you have come back to normal.
Yeah.
So recently, that was last year, I led, because I'm an advocate over there, and as a clinical counselor and dietitian, that is what I do, so that it. So since then, every year, by God's grace, I check.
Yeah.
And I don't have any traces of cancer in me. You know, grace saved me.
Grace.
They have become a very good steward of grace.
Yes.
I make sure that anything that I eat, anything that goes into my system, it is the right thing. Because if grace saves you, and then you don't become a steward of grace, and you go back to normal, and it will even be worse
than before.
I'm telling you. That is why, upon going through University for Development Studies, studying agronomy, you know, agronomy is crop and soil.
Yeah.
So I worked at Soil Research Institute, Kwadaso, and Formosa Crop Research Institute. And by the grace of God, I was awarded a scholarship 2015 to do soil science. It was by the German government. We did soil digitization across the country through the work of my father, Dr. Tete. He was the chemistry lab HOD. And then by then, I have also applied for food science in Kenya University to go and do my own. I'm going to pay my own school fees. And upon diverting from the agric to the food science, in fact, I had a lot of attacks, not spiritual attacks, but a lot of physical
attacks.
A lot. Oh, Lord, you are doing everything. You have a scholarship, and you are going to do MSc. You are going to pay for yourself. So a lot. But I wasn't intimidated by the messages that I was focused. Yeah. I looked focused, and I entered into food science. I had an accident, so I have to defer it. And then later on came, I have to defer it again. But by the grace of God, the bottom line, I was able to complete
all the challenges did not stop you.
It didn't stop me. So upon doing food science, I realized that it is not all. You know, food science and technology has to do with value addition. So as I'm seated here and talking, I'm not a theoretical food scientist.
Yes.
I don't just talk theory. I do yogurt. Yes. I do chocolate. I do mushroom. I do all types of mushroom, tomato paste, meat fufu, biscuit, wafer for communion. I do communion wine. I do.
You are a food technologist.
I'm a food technologist. Yeah. So anything about food, I do it practically. You know, anyone who knows me and watching me know that I'm not just talking. I'm just saying what I'm. Yes. And upon doing that, I realized that it is not enough to do food science. I have to do nutrition and dietetics. Okay. Dietetics has to do with using food to solve problems. So I diverted to dietetics too. And then I realized that a lot of people have issues with depression, anxiety, and so I have to also do a bit clinical counseling. And then I had a scholarship 2019 to go to Philippine Baptist Theological Seminary to go and do PhD in, but I didn't go. By then I have started my clinic, Balm of Gilead Clinic. Yes, but my mate, Reverend Dr. Jojo Ninkav, he's an Assemblies of God minister. He went to do it and he's now in Ghana. He's my clinical counselor now at my clinic.
Let's talk first of all about the whole idea of making your kitchen into your pharmacy. Okay, let's talk about the genesis of that and what it means.
Yes. So as a cancer survivor, I realized that upon what I have studied, when you talk of cancer, it is about abnormal growth of the cell. When the cell that form the basic unit of life grows abnormal, artificial, they divert themselves from the normal growth, whereby it will get to a time that you have issues with your fingers, or you braid your hair, and then some of it goes and come back. A natural death of the cell has taken place. It was called apoptosis. But whereby there's no natural death taking place, but there's abnormal something, and then the tumor begins to form. And then there are a lot of chemical associated factors, physical associated factors, biological associated factors. So there's something called a risk factor. You don't have a main thing that leads to that. But in this 21st century that we are living, that risk factor that we are talking about in the theories and in the books that we were lectured of, I am telling you, they are theories. What is causing cancer is what we are doing. So cancer is not about a spiritual injection that the enemy injects you with, but the kind of lifestyle that we find ourselves. So
let's look at, come. What are some of the lifestyles?
You know, look at where our foods are being taken from.
Yeah.
You know, people don't mind that this morning they will put agrochemicals that the extension officers from Ministry of Food and Agriculture has taught them to do the right thing. They won't do it.
They'll do the wrong
thing.
thing.
They'll follow what the buyer says.
We want more.
Yeah, they will add a lot of chemicals, because if they don't do it, the insect will invade.
Yeah.
They will attack, and then it will get rotten. They will lose. So they will apply this kind of abnormal application will cause you to have a lot of chemical contaminant in your system. So when they build up, they will call for abnormal growth of the cell. They are free radicals. They are oxidants. Yeah. So they will make sure that the cells are misbehaving. Yeah. And when these misbehaving cells falls within that line, it will call for cancer. And then apart from that, look at how our foods are stored. Yeah. At the market, people will even prepare tilapia, and when it comes to the prepare, and they will put a lot of artificial additives, dyes, and so on. And at the market, people to add this kind of artificial additive in order to extend the shelf life. Yeah. But it is bad. And then when we are also preparing the foods, look at how long it is kept on fire. Yeah. And then the protocols and the etiquette that is involved. We will make sure that we'll fry our meat, and then it will turn black. Yes. We will prepare shito, and then the shito will not be a cream brown. Yes. But it becomes black shito. Yes. Meanwhile, the tomatoes and the ingredients that we use will not black. So if it is black, what are the nutrients that you are getting from? It is oil that is saturating it. Yeah. So all these things, and the food that we're buying from the food vendors, you know, look at the 21st century foods. Meat something, chicken something, and a whole lot. So all these things goes and our system accumulates it.
No, I mean, some people don't even want, because I remember growing up, jollof, for instance, was not red.
Yes.
Okay, tomato, it's not red. You know, it's a little bit, it's coming to, now people want the deep red. If they go and buy the jollof, they want the one that's red. It means they want more tomato, whatever it is that they put in it for it. And they're telling you that all those things, they are not tomatoes, they are cellulose, okay, and dyes that have been put in, and then sweetness, sugar. Yeah. That's making you, and everybody's cooking today has tomato, whatever in it.
This morning, for instance, a lot of people are eating awachi or watching crab. People call it awachi. For we coming from Kumasi, awachi. Bakra is wachi.
It's wachi.
Yes. You know, wachi that people prepare, you know, I'm not trying to say that all wachi is bad. But most people, how they prepare wachi is very bad. They will use monosodium glutamate as white Maggi in order to serve as a catalyst. Yeah, to reduce the activated pathway, the number of hours that is supposed to
cook. Yeah.
So if it is 3 hours, it will take 2 hours or 1.5 because they have added some kind of something.
Yeah.
They are going to save energy.
Energy, yes.
And then they are going to kill you, you know. So you eat awache, and then the awache has talon, it has been put together, bind them together, and you'll be enjoying it. But meanwhile, there were a lot of things. Even with saltpeter, people at first used to cook kinky, and it will be on fire for long. But right now, kinky within 10 minutes.
Can't wait. Yes.
Oh, and all these things, we are taking it. We take bread, we toast it, and then the bread becomes black.
Yes.
Oh, we fry eggs, we grill chicken, and so on and so on. It becomes black, and they contain acrylamide, and this acrylamide comes cancer-causing substances. And then you see that you are smoking your amane, adrenaline, and so on and so forth, and it becomes black.
Yeah.
All these black stains or film that come, they're acrolein.
Yes.
Acrolein are used for preparing acrylic paints. So you take all these things, and then someone will take it for his entire life. Nothing will happen
to him.
Nothing at all happened. And people will also take it within the shortest possible time, and it will be the cause of their problems.
Yeah.
So all these things, that is why I said that we need to make our kitchen our pharmacy.
Yeah.
Making our kitchen our pharmacy means that where the foods are coming from, how it is stored, how it is prepared, and then how it is eaten. When it goes into your system, the immunoglobulin, the antibodies, has to be fortified. When they are well fortified, they will make sure that they are the military defenders within your system. So any form of antigen in a form of pathogen, microorganism, either bacteria, virus, protozoa, or what, or any chemical contaminant, because you have been able to fortify yourself, nothing can harm you. You become like what? A defender. But we don't have time for that. We just enjoy it. We get it. We don't care where it is coming from. We prepare soup, stews. They are ready on the fire. Then we pick it straight that hot and put them on plastic containers instead of we allowing it to cool. But we don't do that. We just take it straight. And then this plastic Maillard reaction takes place. And you see that when Maillard reaction has taken place, it has gotten to that peak. It is hot. And then apart from that, you are going to call for leaching, heat reacting with plastic. It will get to a time that you see that the oils has leached a carbo. Oh, so a carbo, it means that you have taken some portion of the rubber into.
Yeah.
So all these things are behaviors that we are putting
so right now, if you look at your plastic bowls, you see some of them have small, like Ngo color inside the bowl. Okay, it has leached into the bowl. It means that it has also given you some of the plastic also.
That we used to eat in it, the ceramics and so on and so forth. We have stopped. We prepare food for children this morning going to school. Instead of to put it in the right bowls, we put it in plastic bowls.
Yeah.
We buy porridges, and porridges will be in polythene bags.
Polythene bags?
Seriously, we buy rice. It will be the harbines and those leaves.
We've stopped that one.
And we'll be in the church premises, and we praying cabin and so on. Yes, we mobile and so on. We will take communion wines, eka.
Yeah.
It contains a lot of acid. Then we take it by faith. Yes,
This is Sunny 88.7. My guest this morning, Dr. Edward Atta, from the Balm of Gilead. I have some messages here. This one says, it's my birthday today. This one says, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, Jesus, for this. And this one says, this is the reason I love listening to Sunny 80.7 FM. There's always something new to learn from you. Thank you, wisdom on that one. But let's go to, so first of all, what do we start with when it comes to we deciding that we want to also join you to make our kitchen our pharmacy? The first thing we should do.
Thank you so much. In the olden days, there wasn't high technology.
Yeah.
But right now, we've had young professors. Recently, I went to my campus. I went to my alma mater, and then read a technocrat from K University, and then I realized that most of my
somebody says, hey, the shit or two is not black. When it's not black, we don't think it's gel. Mercy, doc.
I went there and I realized that most of my doctors are professors. I was so happy.
Yeah.
So I said, wow, then gradually we'll get there. We are learning. We are fastly learning. But do you know something, Bishop? What is happening now is that we are learning theories.
Yeah.
But we're forgetting about our traditional way, how we used to do our thing, throw them all away. Our mothers, when they prepare food and then there's a leftover, they'll put charcoal in it.
Yes.
So that if there should be any form of contamination, absorption takes place, and those kind of things that occur for harm will be able to what? Yes. But now we stop it and we are doing otherwise. So people will buy vegetables and blah 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 from the market, thinking that they will use normal hot water and then salt solution to get rid of toxins. But I am telling you, even if you are a professor and you are listening to me, with all due respect and humility, chemicals, when they get in contact with salt and hot water, they will never be removed.
They will react differently.
Yes, they will react differently. And the microorganisms, the pathogens, the bacteria that are going to call for foodborne illnesses, typhoid and so cholera and so on and so forth. Do you know something? The hot water and the salt solution will make sure that their numbers are one way or the other limited, but it doesn't get rid of them totally. That is why it is very good to get a product that has been certified, and then apart from that has a high potent antioxidant, so that one, it will get rid of the pathogens, and two, it will also get rid of what? Chemical contaminants. Because even if you use the broken pieces of charcoal to soak your food stuff that you bought, and then you also have activated charcoal that you put it in water and drink, fine, it is good. But you know something, charcoal will not get rid of the pathogens, but there should be a double action. That is why Balm of Gilead, we are a team of professionals. We've been able to come out with a product called BOG vinegar, so that this BOG vinegar, when they are diluted in water and you soak your food produce and your food product in it, within 10 to 15 minutes, one, it will get rid of the pathogens, and then two, it will also remove chemical contaminant that will be accumulated in your system to call for what do you call it, cancer and other chronic illness in future. But we don't like preventive health. Unless something has happened, then you go to prayer camps and so on and so on. That yes, God has given us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But knowledge is power. If you don't have knowledge, you are limited. But when you have knowledge, it makes you powerful, because knowledge will tell you that when you pass here, it is a danger. So don't pass there. But if you don't have that knowledge, you pass there and something happens. So those of us listening to us this morning, try as much as possible to expand expand your broaden your knowledge by being a practicable person. You don't just listen, but you practice. You become like the Bereans in the Bible. You don't become like the Thessalonians. So those who are listening to us, try as much as possible to get the BOG vinegar wherever that you find yourself. So that is how, in this 21st century, if you want to stay healthy, to make our kitchen, our pharmacy, it will help. And then internally, from morning to evening, whether you like it or not, Bishop, by the time you close and get home, you have one or the other taken about 1 million plus pathogens. And these pathogens call for a lot of diseases, like the cold, the catarrh, the sneezing, and so on. They are all viral infections. They are friendly virus. But you know something, when you don't get rid of them, they become a dangerous virus. So when you put some of the BOG vinegar in water, all those free radicals that have been binded together or have been accumulated, it makes sure that it cleanses it off. from your system. It makes sure that it is a food product.
Yeah.
It is not medicine.
Yeah.
But you add it to your food. When you are even preparing for your starchy meals like this morning, like the benkun, the rice, the cocoa, and so on, and you are a diabetic patient, you add it up. Because the starch are polysaccharide.
Okay.
But you need what you have to do is that you have to cut it down, so that before the food is ready to eat, the sugar content has been reduced, so that you have insulin resistance. The insulin, that is a key to be able to signal the glucose from your blood for the cell to utilize. There's a resistivity taking place.
Yeah.
But the moment you put some in water, insulin will react faster from the beta cells. It will come quick, and then absorption will take place. And then the food that you added the vinegar on it, it will also make sure that the sugar has been reduced. Yeah. Your blood cholesterol stabilized, your blood pressure stabilized. So if you are diabetic and you are on medication like the anti-diabetic ones, the anti-hypertensive one, you will see that you are making your case in your pharmacy. Yeah. You go for review, and the doctor, the gastrointestinal specialist or the cardiologist will tell the Antakusia, this time around, I've seen that your condition is improving. So the drug that I am giving to you, the volume, I am reducing it. Before you realize, you put your lifestyle becoming an effective tool to reverse the situation and put it into remission. That is what people have to do now.
You have to take action now.
Yes.
Cut down how much sugar is produced from the food. Because, wake up in the morning, the breakfast we have is either cocoa or rice water, or everything is what? Or tea with sugar.
Yes.
Okay.
Even the cocoa product.
Even the cocoa product.
Sugar that is not added. It's a sugar.
Yes.
That is why one company will say that energy drink for future something.
Yes.
It means that it is.
It's still energy. So it's still sugar.
Are energy giving foods. So if carbohydrates are energy giving foods, then it means that if I take a cocoa product this morning and I haven't even added sugar, it is energy. It has high calories. So how do you reduce the calories?
Yeah.
You try as much as possible to add something that will call for a holistic reaction.
Yeah.
In such a way that as it is being reduced, it will not going to have or put you into another risk of getting different problems.
Yeah.
That is what is happening. People are on medication. They think they are okay. I'm being managed by what I'm taking, but management is not a curable tool.
Yeah.
It's not a curable tool. Why don't you put on good holistic measures that will be able to reverse the situation and become free? If you don't become that in that line, I'm telling you, management will give invitation to another problem like CK, the chronic kidney disease.
Because nowadays there's a lot of